By now you've almost certainly seen footage of the gorgeous looking Cuphead, based on surreal 1930s cartoons and scheduled to arrive on Xbox One sometime in 2016. You might also have already dismissed it as another cutesy simplistic retro platformer that you'll never actually play. Well, you couldn't be more wrong. Cuphead is not a cutesy simplistic retro platformer, it's a hard gun game based around running a gauntlet of bosses that will ruin your life. Here are 5 of them, all of whom are already off my Christmas card list.
You're up!
To be honest, this dragon is more of an entry-level asshole. He's got relatively predictable attack patterns, and his projectiles follow fairly standard trajectories. The complicating factor is he's flying backwards and you have to hop from cloud to cloud to keep up. Sooner or later you'll get yourself into the position where you're choosing between getting smashed in the face with a fireball or plummeting to your doom, if that's a choice at all. The other problem is that bosses in Cuphead don't go down easy. This is not just about hitting them 3 times Dr. Robotnik style, this is about gradually whittling away an invisible health bar with thousands upon thousands of bullets. Cuphead's bosses are a marathon, not a sprint, and just like a real life marathon, there'll be at least one point where you want to just curl up on the floor in the fetal position and do some good old full body sobbing. I'm not good at exercise. Bit more of a this pirate. He himself isn't so bad, mainly just pumping pink globs out of his pet octopus, which is probably fine. It's more the fact that he's brought his maritime mates along for the fight. For a start, you'll need to keep one eye on the barrel at the top of the screen, which prevents you from standing in the same spot for more than a couple of seconds. The other eye will have to be trained on the pirate himself, looking out for him calling in a randomised denizen of the sea to ruin your day. Then if you have another third eye, you can use that to work out what your co-op partner's up to. The entire game can be played in local multiplayer, with player 2 competing as Cuphead's buddy Mugman. While you'll be thankful for the extra firepower, having a second player jumping around and also filling the screen with bullets adds a huge amount of visual noise to a game that's all about reacting quickly to the on-screen action. Not helping.
Here's a real high-class bout. You're up!
Right, this bird. This bird is a turbo dick. His favourite thing is firing eggs that explode on impact with the left-hand side of the screen, sending lethal shards of eggshell back across the screen in the opposite direction. Plus, for reasons that aren't adequately explained, there are also rows of budgies with nails strapped to their backs. This is an example of one of the bosses you'll fight from a tiny propeller plane, which turned Cuphead into a traditional side-on shoot-'em-up. But if you think things are any easier when you don't have to worry about the possibility of death by gravity, then think again. I wish I could go back to a time in my life before I met this policeman B with his policeman B bullshit. There's just so much going on here. The policeman B himself is flying around the level, depositing little bee bombs, which explode into loads of bits. Literal worker bees are flying back and forth as well, because why not? And the entire hive is rapidly filling up with honey, meaning you have to make a precision jump every few seconds. Just staying alive is hard enough, let alone landing any hits. Cuphead does promise a progression system that will unlock bigger and better powers to help you put down these bosses, but bear in mind you'll probably have to beat at least 1 or 2 of them to actually unlock anything worth having. Classic Catch-22. Yeah, actually, you know what? This massive potato's alright. Giant hypnotist carrot. And he's brought carrot homing missiles and fires beams out of his forehead. Great. Still, you can't fault the amount of imagination that's gone into the game. Cuphead's developers are aiming to create over 30 separate bosses, each with their own unique character design and attack patterns to learn. The overworld map will allow you to give up on any you're particularly struggling with and try something fresh, but based on a short time spent with the game, you're probably going to struggle with all of them. So, good luck. We'll likely be doing something less stressful, like, I don't know, chainsaw juggling or shark boxing. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and if I'm not laid up with post-traumatic stress disorder, I'll see you next time. F*** it.